Hello everyone and welcome to a patch video. I was not expecting a patch to be released yesterday, so much so I wasn't expecting it that I couldn't do the review until now just because I was moving. I was going from my last place to where I am now. As you can see, there is still a mess up there, so I'm still finishing this up. So I didn't have any time to play or to see anything yesterday, and then I woke up today and I saw this, a new patch. So I'm gonna give you guys my honest review. I'm sorry, there's not gonna be any bother. I just made this in here just to start recording because I was reading the hero balance changes and I was noticing that I was shocked. Some of these changes they honestly shocked me. I did agree with some of them. I do miss many other changes, so I'm going to give you guys my honest review. This is not just me going to be reading the patches, so if you want to see the patches by yourself, I'm going to leave the link in the description and you can check them. Here I'm going to be basically reacting to them and then giving my honest opinion on those changes. At least on the hero side, I can tell you that I see a lot of heroes that are already strong becoming stronger. They did fix some heroes who were way too strong to be a little bit weaker, and some heroes who were way too weak to be a little bit stronger. But some of the changes really scared me. So let's get right into it. Let's start by the Staff of the Master Legacy updates. So Adrenaline, whenever an enemy hero dies inside the Death's Halo, the ability gains a permanent charge, and it's basically 3 permanent strength up to a maximum of 30. So basically, whenever someone dies inside the Halo, you get some extra stats. I think it's really easy to get stacks with the Death Halo because it is really easy to make people die inside of that. Adrenaline is still very weak, but I think there's going to be some changes on that hero as well. But this part here is that interests me. The cast range. So basically, before you cast the ulti and then the ulti basically blocks everyone around you. Now you can select an area to block everyone in. And I'm not sure if you can block yourself to be out of the ulti. So I'm gonna have to try that. Maybe I'll put that in the video later, but it is very interesting. It's a very interesting change. I'm not sure how strong this is. I'm sure that they tested it, but as you're going to see, one of the things that I think that they are making a mistake about is that they are testing with very good players and they are not considering the lower player base, the lower rated player base. You're gonna see here, like some heroes, at least on the level that I play, which is not too low, it's like 1750, low diamond, high diamond, those are the games I usually play. Those are not low rated games, and I already feel like some of the heroes that got buffed, they were already strong. So we're going to see about that. So these are the changes to this staff. This is only for staff, for Adrenaline. What about Flux? On top of the current effects, I actually skipped this when I was reading. Now grants a sub ability that lets him use this spell on allies. Interesting. So you can push or pull allies with the ulti now. That's very interesting. I do like that. I'm going to be trying that out. So now let's go to the important part, the hero balance. So the Shard Blast, the Q ability from Adrenaline, got the damage increased. This is a very small buff to the damage. I will be trying Adrenaline again. This is a huge change, like you get basically a haste when you are inside the ulti. That's a very cool change. It's similar to the Chronos ulti, right? When you ulti with Chronos, you get haste inside the ulti. So there you go. And this damage is not too much, but it might be meaningful because I feel like Adrenaline was almost strong enough. It was really close to being strong enough, but the last time I played, I feel like it was a little bit underwhelming. Maybe this damage change might help with that. What about Apex? The cooldown got rescaled from 90 to basically 75, so they lowered the cooldown by quite a lot. And the ulti, they also lowered the cooldown. So this is the thing that I'm going to start to think about, right? I feel like Apex was already a very strong hero. I don't know why they're feeling the need to buff it. I do feel like the ulti had a very big cooldown, but the ulti is very strong, like you don't need to buff it. But they did. The Burning Ember, this active ability, I don't know if you remember, but the Burning Ember is that thing that he does, where he starts channeling and starts healing, right? So basically they lower the cooldown by a little bit for the early levels. I don't think that's very meaningful. Artillery, so starting intelligence increase, so he has more mana. And Mortar Shot got the cooldown reduced. So basically you can cast more Ws now. I feel like the stronger ability on artillery skill, so the Mortar Shot is very strong. It deals a lot of damage. I think it deals 200 damage in the highest level. So I'm not sure how much this is gonna impact. Maybe it changes the skill build by a little bit. We're gonna see about it. What about Blood Hunter? Feast. The mana cost got rescaled from... Okay, so it's a little bit cheaper on the early levels. And the cooldown got rescaled to be lower. Okay. This is a very big change to the laning phase. And this goes again to the thing that I said. Blood Hunter was okay on the lower levels, let's put it that way. But it was underwhelming on the higher levels, and I think they are buffing this hero because it's not really being played on the higher ranks. That's okay for me, I like the hero, so I'm gonna try that out as well. This is going to be added to the list of heroes to try out. Bushwhack, this was I saw this and I was very hyped because Bushwhack got massively nerfed and then it got slightly buffed, and now they are slightly buffing again. Basically, it increased the crit damage, right? And I don't know if you guys remember the last time I played Bushwhack, I basically was thinking about completely skipping the E ability because it was basically useless. Like 1.1 crit is almost nothing. Now it's actually a little bit meaningful because 1.6 is basically more than half your damage, so it's a lot bigger, and it might look like a small change, but you have to remember that you crit every other hit when you are playing Bushwhack. I will be playing Bushwhack again, and I played last time, I feel like it was just barely below average, and now it might actually be a little bit strong again. Calamity was OP. Let's see what they changed. So they reduced the damage from the extra attack damage. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. They basically reduced the damage from the extra attack damage. It's not too much damage reduction, to be honest. It's like literally less than this. So I don't think that's enough to reduce the Calamity power. I think Calamity is really, really strong right now. Chronos. I do not like these Chronos changes, by the way, but let's read them one by one. They increase the rewind chance. This is the rewind, the thing that he heals after taking damage. So they increase to 25% at all levels, so massive buff. And then they rescale the healing from static 80 to 65 to 80. Basically, rewind is a 1 point wonder now. So basically you get 1 point of rewind and then you completely skip for the end of the game. Because 25% to 65 is a lot better than 10% of 80% healing. It's like a lot better. And this scaling, like leveling up this, is not really doing much now. Like you gained 5% and now you're just gaining 5% healing. It's not that great. When I'm leveling up Chronos now, I'm only gonna get 1 point of rewind. It's going to be mandatory now. I used to skip it, but it's going to be mandatory now. And then I'm just gonna level up stats maybe on the later levels. The heal rate is also changed to like 4% of max HP per second. I don't think that this is very meaningful unless you are playing against burst damage heroes. So yeah, I think you have to test it. I might be testing it. I will level up only one level. I'll see what happens, and then I'll try it out on the next game to level it up and see what happens. What about the Curse of Ages, which is the Bash? So the Bash also got rescaled, and they didn't change anything. So it's basically a massive buff to Chronos. Chronos was a bit underwhelming because after they buffed the tablet, oh my god, I cannot wait to see if they nerfed Sinners, because I'm so done that Sinners is basically an item that you get for every hero every game. And if they nerfed Sinners, they nerfed the tablet, Chronos is going to be playable again. Because the one thing that you do to counter Chronos is you buy a lot of tablets. Tablets completely counter Chronos. Chronos was basically unplayable because Sinners was so strong, everybody was getting Sinners. This is a buff to Chronos, but if they also nerf the Sinners, Chronos might be playable again. Cthulhu strength gain per level increased from 2.1 to 3, so he's basically even more tanky now. And the R got the cooldown reduced on later levels. I do not like this change. I feel like Cthulhu was already a very strong hero, and now they are buffing it even more. It's very annoying because I do not want to see this hero. Whenever I see this hero, it's always a pain, and we are going to see more Cthulhu now. What about Deadwood? I saw this. They basically changed how the Rooted Grass works on magic immune heroes. Honestly, this is not too big of a change. This is not very meaningful. I think this is just fixing some unintended issues with the grass. and it doesn't change the hero at all. So that was still a very strong hero. What I say to everybody is, if you want to play mid and you don't know what to pick, if you're not good with some hero, with any hero on mid lane, just pick Deadwood and try it out. Deadwood is the easiest hero to play mid right now. Electrician, so it got buffed. I do not like this at all because I saw Electrician playing by Jag and it was unkillable already, and now they are buffing it even more. So Electrician is another hero to try because it was already strong. It was like those hidden strong heroes, people do not really understand how it works, and now it's just, it should be very strong right now. I'm also going to be trying this, it's going to be added on the list. Flint got buffed, it got more damage, they rescaled the mana to be cheaper on early levels, they increased the damage, so basically Flint is a lot better on early right now. It was completely bad because Flint is way too good of a late game hero, and then they completely made it absolute trash on the early game, and now it's actually viable in the early game because it's not so expensive anymore and it deals a lot more damage. Like 100 damage is quite a lot. Forsaken Archer they buffed the damage, and I saw this, I got really like, what are they doing? And then I saw that the second arrows no longer triggered attack modifiers like Nullfire, Downbringer, Harkons, Shield Breaker, and those kind of stuff. Which was what I thought was really strong about the hero, because you went, for example, Nullfire Blade, and then you burned the mana from everybody on the area. That was really, really strong. However, this is still a buff to Forsaken Archer, because it didn't matter too much to farming. I think this is gonna speed up the farming ability of Forsaken Archer, which was already one of the best, like if not the best farming hero in the game. It's not gonna change that much in the farming ability, so basically you only have to think about if you want to go Nullfire Blade or not now. Gauntlet got the grapple increased. As you could see by my last video, Gauntlet is very easy to play and is very strong, and now this stun is even stronger. So, and you have to remember, this stun, I don't know if it's physical or if it's superior magic, I don't know how the damage type works, but I do know that if you hook someone with Shrunken Head, he still gets stunned. So this is going to matter a lot in the late game. Gemini, they changed, so the stats do not scale anymore. You always get 100% of the stats, but the cooldown got increased. I do not like the change. I really do not like it. Why? Because 10 seconds cooldown on the ulti really does not matter. Like, it really doesn't matter. So basically, all that you are getting by leveling up the Fire and Ice, the ultimate ability, is going to be that small increase of the magic armor that you get. That's it. I do not like it. Like, I think you get a little bit of movement speed as well, but that's not gonna matter, right? So basically you're going to level stats. You get one level on the ulti, and then you level up stats. What about Gravekeeper? It got this stun increased by quite a lot on the early levels. It's the same on later levels, but on the early levels it is a lot more stun now. Gravekeeper was also a hero that I thought was already strong. This is the thing, like, you can see a theme here. Many heroes that were already strong are getting buffed even further. And some heroes that are really weak are just forgotten. Like, Berserker is really bad right now. Dr. Repulsor is really bad right now. And these heroes are not getting touched. Green X. So Green X is a good change because it's a massive nerf. So let me explain what's happening here. Before, when you press W, the invisibility, and you hit a hero, you basically get 2 hits, and those 2 hits were reducing the enemy armor by 0.4. It was really hard to tell because that's not on the description of the ability, but that used to happen. That was a change they implemented in the last patch. Now, that doesn't happen anymore. They push this armor reduction into the Nether Strike. So what does this do? This reduces by a lot the negative armor effect, because you used to get 2 hits, so it was 0.4, we added up to 0.8. Now you only get 1 hit because you get the Nether Strike bonus, and that's it. I'm not sure if this armor reduction thing works on the ulti, because the ulti does proc the Nether Strike, and I'm gonna have to test that to see if the negative armor works on that. But it's still a nerf to Green X, and Green X really needed a nerf. It was way too strong. By the way, if you guys are wondering, Green X is a very early game focused hero. So basically it's really strong early, but it fades up really quickly. So all you have to do to beat the Green X is be patient and wait for like the mid game. Mid game Green X is not that strong. So Ichor, this is I got very happy when I saw this, because Ichor was a very strong hero, just like the others, but they actually nerfed it by quite a lot. They reduced the starting strength, so Ichor is not that tanky anymore. They reduce the movement speed slow from the Q. They increase the mana. They reduce the damage from W as well. So nerfs all around the hero, and that's what the hero needs. I'm not sure this is going to be enough. We're gonna have to see. Clank's got the range increased, and you guys have to remember that this might seem like a very small increase, but this is actually huge. Range increases are huge. 25 range actually matters a lot. It's like one level of the Flint E ability. Lords of Forest got the base movement speed decreased and the mana cost on Q increased. It's a lot harder to be spamming Q and farming stacks in the woods. That's a good change. I think it's on the right direction. Malikan got buffed. Starting strength got increased, but they didn't increase the initial damage. So basically he's just a little bit more buff. And they increased the healing from the W. And again, I still haven't seen the item changes, but the issue with Malikan right now is that Dreamcatcher is a thing. Basically, the Dreamcatcher completely kills Malikan, and there's no way to purge it. So if they fix the Dreamcatcher, Malikan is broken. If they didn't fix the Dreamcatcher, Malikan is going to still be underwhelming. Martyr got the cooldown on ulti reduced. So you guys saw my video, like, Martyr is broken and they keep buffing it. Why are they doing this? I don't know. But the ulti is lower cooldown now, you can cast it more times. Midas got 50 range increase on the range, so Midas is going to be seeing the damage increase on the E ability as well. So basically Midas is going to be a lot stronger now. It was already like average and now it's going to be above average. So Monkey King, they increase the damage on the W, which is a good buff, but then they reduce the damage that you deal for every subsequent vault. So basically, you vault it once, it deals 100 damage. The second time you vaulted the hero, it used to deal 50% of the damage, and now it's going to be only 40% of the damage. So just quick maths here, it used to be 80, then 40, so the second vault, after the second vault it was 120 damage, and now it's going to be 140, so it's going to be 140 damage. It's still stronger, but it's a smaller buff, because after the third vault, for example, it's going to be about the same damage. So if you use the vault on the same hero many times, it's going to be dealing the same amount of damage, but the first vault is going to be a little bit more damage. So it's a fine change for me. I don't know why they're doing this, but okay, it's a small buff. Nighthawk got buffed. Again, Nighthawk is broken. I don't know why they're buffing it, but they're buffing it. They reduced the cooldown on the W. This is another reason. Now, there was a guy who commented on my video, why are you maxing E before W? And now you have another reason to max E before W. Maxing E on Nighthawk, in my opinion, is the best, because it's a passive ability that deals almost the same damage, and you can just use it to last hit as well. So I do like maxing E on Nighthawk, and this change is basically not gonna matter a lot for me. I mean, it's gonna matter a lot for me because I'm basically gonna have it on level 1 all the time, and it's going to be 6 last seconds cooldown. Okay, so let's talk about Puppet Master. The Voodoo Puppet got the health reduced. So let me explain this, right? You can read this change, you can pause this and read these changes if you want. I have already read this because I basically read many times to see if I understood this well. I'm going to say what I think this change is. First things first, they changed it so the puppet doesn't deal only magic damage. It deals physical or magic damage based on the attack type. So basically, if you are attacking it, the puppet is going to deal physical damage to the linked enemy hero. And if you cast spells with magic damage, it's going to be dealing magic damage. Okay, that's a fine change. I do not like it because I loved the idea of going Harkon's Blade on the puppet, and it's still very strong going Harkon's Blade because you make your damage magic, right? But I feel like allowing it to deal physical damage as well is going to be a little bit frustrating because the Voodoo Puppet was really strong against carries, right? And the thing about it is that it's not going to be dealing a lot of damage to carries anymore. I don't know if this change is good or not. You might like it, you might not, but that's one of the changes. Another change. The puppet is not going to inherit the armor and magic armor of the unit anymore. It's going to be 0 and 0. And the third big change is that the puppet is going to instantly disappear after it runs out of health. So it's basically going to be the same as before all these changes. In the last patch, it was really weak because once it got to 0 HP, it got into a state where basically you can still stun. You can still use the puppet to stun or immobilize or do whatever with the linked unit, but you cannot deal damage anymore. And why does that matter? Because if you do overkill damage, for example, if the puppet's at 5 HP and you do 400 damage, in the last patch, the hero was only taking 5 damage. But now that the puppet disappears, I believe it's going to be taking all the 400 damage, like it used to be before. So I will try to test this on the game to see what happens, but I think that's how it works. So let me know what you think about this in the comments. So let's talk about Rampage now. Rampage got the duration of the ulti ability increased, and now you are slow resistant and unit walking while dragging the enemy. Rampage is a very weird state, right? Because Rampage is really bad right now, but it's really annoying. This hero is so annoying to play against. Like, if you are playing mid, you are in a constant threat of being charged, and that's really annoying. I wish that what they did is that they changed the charge so that you can only charge for certain range, and then only on the level 4 the charge becomes global, right? Because that's the thing about the charge that I don't like. You are level 1 Rampage, you just sit on the lane bottom, and then whenever mid says, "Oh, come gank," and then you charge mid, and that's almost certainly going to be a kill if the enemy mid doesn't have an escape mechanism. So let's go to Riptide. Riptide got the cooldown reduced of the E, basically it's the puddle that he makes, and the cooldown on the ulti got rescaled, so it's a small buffs to the cooldowns of Riptide. That's fine, I don't mind that at all. Sandwraith got the mana cost of the Death's Curse. Yeah, it's really quality of life change because it doesn't matter a lot. It's really good on early levels, but Sandwraith was... it's still going to be the same thing. Crystallize, the only change that they added sub ability so that you can use the refresher right after you press the ulti, which wasn't possible before. Because if you use the refresher right after ulting, you don't get the ulti refreshed, because you have that state where the ulti changes into breaking the ulti, and now they changed that. This change, I was looking at it and I was like, this was the reason why I decided to make a reaction, because I looked at this and I was like, why? The change is, number 1, the Toxin Ward is a lot quicker to cast now. There's going to be a lot more Toxin Wards. Number 2, you cannot deny anymore from Slither. You cannot deny from Post-Use Parry, you cannot deny from Toxicity. So that's actually a huge buff, because the reason why Slither was kinda weak is because you didn't get many kills. If you are under Toxin by anything, you just get denied, and now they changed that bug a lot. Not only that, but also they changed the speed of the spread of the ulti. So it used to be really slow, and now it's going to be a lot faster. I feel like we are going to see a lot of Slither as well. Slither is not a very strong hero. It's only very strong in the early, in very fringe scenarios. So we're going to see how good Slither is now. So Reaper no longer grants increased judgment healing from the W. So basically this reduces the amount of healing that Reaper can output. It's a nerf, and I don't know if it's that meaningful, but it's a nerf. This one was shocking to me because they changed the damage type from magic to true damage on the W, which is that ability that basically you deal damage to the enemy and you heal for the same amount. They changed the type from magic to true, but they didn't change the amount of damage. It's dealing a lot more damage now. I don't know if that's intentional, but that's gonna happen because they also buffed the E. The E is also dealing a lot more damage. It's the sleeping ability. When the target casts an ally, instead now heals for 40. Instead of dealing damage, it now heals. So Succubus is a lot stronger now. Casting yourself is not going to be healing. It's not going to be dealing damage either. So it's basically going to be only putting you in that state. That's also a buff. And the ability now has a sub ability to remove the sleep. The ulti. So the ulti no longer drains mana. So now increases all the damage output for 9, 12 or 15% for 5 seconds and goes through Shrunken Head. It's a much better... Let's say that the ulti was too similar to the Tongue Tied from Poliwag, and now they are changing that. They are making it so it deals more damage and it goes through Shrunken Head. That's very meaningful. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more Succubus as well. So Terror got the base movement speed increased. The Ricochet costs less mana. It's going to be cast a lot more. And the physical damage is rescaled. It deals a lot more damage on level 1. So basically, it's a lot stronger on early levels. It's the same on later levels. It's going to be meaningful because Tarot is supposed to be very weak early, and they are making it a little bit stronger. That's very scary. So we also gonna have to test for that. Tundra got the Shiver Vision reduced by... Okay, I thought it was not much, but it's actually quite a bit. Like it's 200 range. Shiver is still broken. I really don't like Tundra because of that, because it's a lot of vision. It's like a walking ward. it reduced a little bit, but I still think it should be like 100 or 800 even. No, not 100, sorry. 1000 or 800. So I really hope that they change this, but they still have this in mind. Valkyrie got the leap reduced. This is very annoying because the 25 second matter a lot when you are playing against Valkyrie Sui, and now it's going to be a lot lower. So it's not even it's going to be very castable. Like, I really don't like it. It's going to be a lot easier to play Valkyrie Sui now. What about the ulti? What did they change about the ulti? Stealth and 12% speed duration increased. Okay, they increased the time. So they had decreased the time before, and now they increased it again. That's fine. I don't think Valkyrie is too strong. I think it was balanced, and now it might be a little bit above average, but not too. It's not going to hurt too much. Okay, so let's go to items, and I immediately see Abyssal Skull, and I'm already happy. Thank God. It's a nerf, so they increased the cost from 1700 to 1900. It's still very strong, so I don't know if this is going to be enough, but it's a nerf, but it's still strong. It's still strong, guys. Oh my God, they changed the Dawnbringer. They changed the Dawnbringer. They buffed it. They finally listened. I have made these suggestions for so long because the Dawnbringer wasn't worth it, but now it is because they buffed everything about the... Yeah, it's fast. Thank you. Thank you. They finally heard me. My God. And they did exactly what I told them to do. To increase the stats and to increase the buffs that it gave. Amazing. Dreamcatcher, a lot more expensive. Cast range reduced. Thank you. I love these changes. I love these changes. They are very good. So when cast on... Oh, okay. Calm down. Calm down. So they nerfed the cost, it's a lot more expensive. The cast range is reduced, so when allies, healing is reduced, effective heal is reduced, and effective heal while taking constant damage reduced as well. Okay, a lot less healing. Thank you. So when the cast on enemies, magic damage reduced, enemies reduced, healing reduced as well. But if an enemy purchases the effect, the reduced healing penalty is also fully removed instead of being reduced for half the value. Thank you very... Oh my God, this is so good. This is what was wrong with Dreamcatcher. Like, you had a hero that really needs the lifesteal like Malikan, you popped the Shrunken Head, but you still had that annoying Dreamcatcher effect that removed half of the healing, and they completely removed that. Thank you very much. Now, many of the heroes are going to be playable again. Malikan is going to be playable again. Like, Dampier is going to be playable again. This is so good. I love this change. I love it, I love it, I love it. Grimoire, bonus spell damage decrease. I don't really like it. I feel like Grimoire wasn't picked that much. I mean, other than Thunderbringer, like, it's not that strong on Hag either. Like, why are they nerfing this? Are they buffing anything else? The duration decreased. The duration doesn't matter a lot because the 15 seconds was way too much. And they reduced the cooldown, so... This is tough. This is a huge change. Lex Talionis is getting a massive nerf. Like, this is a massive... I'm not gonna be playing Lex Talionis anymore. This is far gone. I'm never getting this item again. So, Psionic Hood can now reduce basically ability cooldowns by 3 seconds regardless of the current cooldown. Interesting, okay. Yeah. So basically, when you're playing Armadon, you can double cast the W. It's going to be fun to see. So, Sinners got more expensive. Wait. Recipe cost? Did he have a recipe? Oh yeah, he did have a recipe. So the total cost is a lot more now. It's 400 to 1000 gold. No longer grants attack speed. Thank you. Base damage reduced and remove base damage granted to allied towers. Okay. So basically, Sinners might not be a pick on every hero now. It might be very good on supports, but not on every hero. Thank you again. The Sacrificial Stone. Sacrificial Stone was basically unplayable. Let's see what they did. The recipe cost got reduced, and that's it. Is that it? Okay, that's it. Okay, so I might give it a try, but still think it's too expensive. A Soul Trap got nerfed. Okay, and a few new avatars. I will be trying the new avatars, and I will try to show them at least the ones I can buy, because some of them might be exclusive to the tournament. Oh, new Genesis avatars? I don't know what, maybe they, okay, I will give those things a try. And then the bug fixes and optimizations. I'm just going to see if there's anything here. I haven't read it yet, so let's see. Behemoth. Enrage should no longer be able to be double casted when you use the skill and then buy the Staff of Master. Okay, so it's going to share the cooldown. Unholy Strength not properly shows the increased strength steal when that leaf has staff and when the tail ability two tips are turned on. Okay, with Staff of the Master that would shoot and stun through magic immune targets on every 4th hit. Okay, used to do mini stun on magic immune. It's not gonna do that anymore. Okay, I don't know if that's intended or not, but they said they fixed it, so. Fixed a bust causing Gemini to lose movement speed when skilling elemental force and being split. I actually never noticed that. Fixed a typo in the Green X Thrift stock in simple description mode. Okay. Saint's Blood now reduces damage by 5% up to works on all avatars. Changed string tables to show the max reduction rather than the max efficient. Okay, so it was a bug on the numbers showing. Balance of power now gives properly. Okay, so it's like a nerf to Kane because it was giving too much armor, it's giving less now. Thank you. Martin should no longer be able to use Soul's Conviction sub-skill if it wasn't leveled up yet. What? Was it able to do that? That's weird. I never noticed that. Okay, so change the values of Bat. While Myrmidon First Evolution is active. Okay, so it used to be some weird values and now it's as the description said. Okay. Riftwalker Wormhole should no longer deal increased damage for each time it was casted. This was the weird bug with Riftwalker because it was dealing so much damage. Like, I don't know what was happening, but they finally fixed it. And Range Attack, ultimate cooldowns at each level, fixed alongside the cooldown increase she receives when obtaining Staff of the Master. Okay, that's very interesting as well. Abyssal School Armor properly gives mana regen. Okay, and Twin Blades fixed interaction when buying multiple Twin Blades, causing the cooldowns to stagger instead of being consistent with each other. Okay, so Twin Blades, several Twin Blades is not available anymore, guys. So. Alright, so let's see the in-game changes, which is the heroes. I'm going to see what heroes I can buy, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, so here I am, back in the game, and I already bought the avatars that I could. I cannot buy the Home Reborn's avatars yet. This is the first one that I'm going to be checking, the Pearl avatar. One thing that I noticed is that when I was going to select the avatar, it didn't show this one. It showed the, like, similar to the other one. So that's a bug. Okay, those avatars are not the same, are the two different avatars. I'm going to be showing the other one that was showing, but I'm going to be showing this one first, right? So this is the first one. As you can see, it's Thai. I believe this is Thai, so I don't really know Thai, so I cannot tell. My Thai viewers, please let me know if this is Thai. And let's see the abilities. Okay, it looks very cool. Look at that. Like the explosion looks a lot slower than the other avatars. That's interesting. It looks very cool. I do like it. Like, I feel like the guys responsible for doing the avatars are doing such a great job. Like, we need to love them a little bit more, guys. Like, they're doing such a great job. Like, look at this. It looks a lot different and a lot better than the other avatars. So let's see the E ability. I wish there are more heroes. Like, let me put a dummy armor. Okay, so yeah, it's really a lot more quiet. Like, it used to be to do like a bubble sound, really loud, right? And it doesn't really do much now. What about the ulti? Interesting. Okay, I don't need to place it on another spot because otherwise they're gonna overslap. Okay, so as you can see, it looks very beautiful. Okay, so that's the first Pearl avatar. Let's see the other one. Okay, so this is the other one. Like, it's very similar to the one I just showed. Let's put them side by side so you can check. There you go. So they are very similar. I think it's only the color that's different. So this was the one that I just showed, right? Let's see this other one. I forgot the max level. Oops. Great YouTuber, guys. Okay, so it is similar. Yeah, it is very similar. It's just orange. What about the ulti? Yeah, it's basically the same but orange. Interesting. What about the D? Oh, I forgot to show the leap. Alright, so it's basically these avatars are very similar, but they change the colors, right? And I do like it because I feel like avatars like this, where you only change the color, are the best ones just because they should be very easy to make. You basically only change the colors, and they matter a lot because you basically have two choices now. You can choose the pink one, or you can choose the orange one. I do love this. I love this. I did like the avatar a lot, so maybe that's why I love this change a lot. So let's see now the Midas avatar. So this is the Midas avatar. Interesting. I feel like I've seen this before. I feel like I've seen this avatar before. I don't know why. Maybe it was one of those YouTubers. I think there's a YouTuber that basically he makes anime avatars, and I think they are inspired of that. I didn't really read the description, but I will take a look. But I do think that I've seen this avatar before. Okay, so let's see the abilities.
Live in the moment, savor eternity.
Okay, this is the Golden's level. It looks pretty cool.
Live in the moment, savor eternity.
Let's see the W.
Dance with me. Foxfire. Foxfire. The night is young.
It looks pretty cool, honestly.
Foxfire.
It looks like Gemini.
Dance with me.
So let's see the combo.
Foxfire. Live in the moment, savor eternity.
And the transmute as well.
Foxfire. On the prowl. Foxfire.
Okay, very interesting. Now let's see the warp. I mean, not the warp.
Savor eternity.
Okay, it looks pretty cool. Let's be honest.
Dance with me.
So let's see another combo. Let's spawn the neutrals again.
Don't worry, I won't bite.
All right. So also a very good avatar. All right, guys. So this is it. These are the 3 new avatars. At least the 3 ones that I can show. Unfortunately, I cannot show the reborn ones, but this is it.
Things are never what they seem.
Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to leave a like, leave a subscribe. It helps me a lot. Leave a comment telling me what do you like about these patch notes, because I will be doing this a lot. Like every time there's a patch note, I know there's not going to be a lot of patches in the old Hon anymore, but on the new Hon there might be a lot of patches. So I want you to tell me what do you like about this. Do you like the game things a lot? Do you like when I talk about more about the patch notice? Do you like when I read more? Do you like the reaction? Please let me know. Remember that the one thing that I like about this channel is that I have a very great community behind, giving me feedback, telling me things that they like, telling me things that I should do, and I'm really happy that I have that, and I want to use that in everyone's favor. So let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video. And if you are still here, I'm going to give you a little extra, because I did see that they also changed the Royal Soldier Swiftblade. I think they changed the ulti, how the ulti works. So let's see what happens. Okay.
One of your structures is under attack.
Oh, interesting. Do you guys see that? Do you guys see the difference? So basically, instead of showing the thing hitting from only one side, it shows from all 3 sides now. Look at that. Wait a moment. Is it dealing damage to all the creeps? No, okay. It was just my impression. Okay, so that is it, guys. Those are all the changes. And I'll see you guys in the next one.